What's up, boo? Welcome back to Gaming with Issa. First of all, before I get into anything, y'all look at my character outfit. Don't it look good? Hold on, let me stand up. I was just talking to Nin because I'm about to leave or whatnot. I'm about to leave Incarnarm and go to Astro. I was just talking to him for a minute, but anyways, y'all see my outfit? Did he just spit? Okay, hold on. Because if you okay, so I think he trying to spit on me. And I ain't got time for that. I'ma just sit down. I ain't got time for that. That's nasty. Next time you spit, you should probably throw the dirt over it. But anyways, let me tell y'all why y'all are here. For this video, I wanted to go in depth about some things for new and returning players alike. I know we kind of rushed through, well, not really rushed through. Y'all mainly just followed me along in my let's play of going through and completing Incarnum. But I want to come back and touch bases with a lot of things that I didn't get to explain or that I should have explained. I actually didn't explain a lot, so might as well just make it one whole video before I go to Astra. We're going to go more in depth about the elements of Dofus that we have learned as we went through Incarnum. So those are elements like combat, spells, characteristics, experience, leveling up, and professions. Those are going to be the main things that we touch up on today. I may make another video explaining the classes, but you guys could also go to the website because I don't really feel like making a video, but I might make a video anyways because I need to make that content. Let's start with something simple before we even get into the fight. Let's talk about starting the fight. All you gotta do is click on the monster. That's it. In order to initiate combat with a monster, you must simply click on the monster's avatar on the screen. That is it. But I do want to explain one little thing that I'm pretty sure a lot of people might want to know. So, sometimes monsters will be behind buildings, which can make it hard to get into a fight with them if you can't click them because you can't see them. So the way you fix this little problem is first you're going to go to your options menu. It's going to be in the top right hand corner. You're going to, let me see, because honestly, I remember vaguely in features, and you're going to click display characters in transparent mode, and bam. You see how you can see this monster right here and right here? So now you'll be able to click on the monster even if they're behind the building. So no more you not being able to see monsters. What you laughing at? Now once we're in a fight, we're gonna take notice of the tools that show up in our bar. So, do you see these tools right here? They're in the bottom right part of the screen. You'll see tools such as deactivate tactical mode, which I already have activated. This is what your screen would look like if you're on this map. Once you deactivate it, you have an easier time looking at the map and an easier time battling and finding your opponents. Activate creature mode, which every class has their own like creature kind of creation. Osamodas is this, and every monster pretty much has this kind of look, so don't be too confused. You also have block spectators from viewing the fight, and then allowing them again, and this is how you can point to a cell. And yep, there you have it. That's your toolbar. So turns are indicated by the turn indicator in the lower right hand of our screen, which is right here. The selected player is given 30 seconds to complete their turn. If they pass sooner than the 30 seconds are over, the remaining time is added to their next turn. I like to say the first turn should be used to set yourself up like usually in higher levels, and then the second turn should be your nuke turn or your damage turn. That is if you're like a DPS or something, sorry. But usually sometimes people just need more time to be a zealot, so you never know, they just need extra time. So now if we take longer than 30 seconds to execute our movements or our actions, then our action points and our movement points reset and our turn is skipped. Well, not really skipped, but our timer hits 0, so then our turn ends. Skipped in, whatever you want to call it, which means it continues on to the next players on the indicator. So right now I have a few seconds left. I'm going to pass, And if you see down in the chat box, I have went over to the information. I clicked my information filter. It said it added 6 seconds to my next turn. And that's what it's like when you hurry up and play your turn, you know? Now, before I move on, did you guys know that you can press the hotkey L on your keyboard? If you're an English speaker at least. You can click the letter L and it'll show you the map or what the map is going to look like when you enter a battle. So basically, we start on the red and they start on the blue, right? Or do we start on the blue and they start on the red? Either or, we start on one of these spaces and this is what the map is going to look like. So you can pretty much plan before you attack a mob. That way you can know how you gon' position yourself just in case you're in like a harder fight, like a boss fight. Like that boss fight I was doing earlier. Yeah, I died 5 times. Yeah, I did. Anyways, okay, pay attention, y'all. One, two, three. Those are movement points, and I used all three of them. And it's good to let you know that the starting amount of MP for all characters is 3. So, the more you know. Now, people can spend movement points at any time when they're moving from a tile on a grid, as long as it's their turn. A tile is unoccupied if it does not contain other characters or objects, such as trees or water. The tile may contain an effect, such as traps or glyphs. Most spells won't pass through an occupied tile, but some spells can, which means that spell will have to possess line of sight, or the area of effect would have to be able to stretch through the area and hit the person. In certain circumstances, more than one character may be on the same tile at the same time. This is usually the result of a character being able to lift other characters, such as a Pandawa, which is the only character that usually can do that, with their spell Karcham and Shamrock. But occasionally happens under other circumstances. A tile is invalid if it is not part of the set of tiles characters are permitted to use spells attacks on. For example, occupied by an object such as a tree or another monster. So basically, if I were to try to move here on this gobble, I would not be able to. If I were to try to cast this spell past this gobble, I wouldn't be able to, at least not with this spell, because it does not contain line of sight. But after these gobbles are done biting me, I'm going to show you that spells like my spell on Osa, like Dragonic, has where I do not have to have line of sight because it says does not require a line of sight. So I can shoot that past that gobble if I wanted to. Now, give me a second. I need to kill these monsters. Actions. So characters and monsters spend action points to perform most other actions in battle. Actions differ in their AP costs, as in like some melee weapons or spells take higher amounts of AP, costing up to 7 AP per use, while others are inexpensive, like 2 AP or 1 AP, and they are out there and they're usually pretty helpful too. But anyways, characters may spend as many AP as they have within a turn, although some spells can only be used once a turn or once every few turns. Starting AP for all characters is 6, although this can be modified by equipment and buffs. And character at level 100 and above have 7 base AP. Like with MP, AP is restored at the end of a turn unless certain effects are taking place. Now when it comes to damage and health, characters start the battle with the amount of health points HP they had when the fight was initiated. Now don't be like me, because when I was doing that skeleton dungeon I just kept dying, and it was mainly because I was being impatient and destructive. Make sure that you just wait until your full bar health is full. That way you can actually be ready to kill rather than die 5 times in the dungeon. I'm still upset about that, but we're gonna let that go. Now, 3 things can possibly happen at the end of a fight or the end of a battle. You can either win, have a victory, you can lose, or you can surrender. Those are the 3 options. Now, whether you disconnect, it'll still end up being either a loss or even a victory. Depends on whatever you got on the field or whoever's in the fight with you. But those are the only three things that can happen. In a victory, battle is won when all enemies are removed from the field. In player versus monster, winners receive a certain amount of experience, commas, and items or drops, which will be divided among party members based upon their level in prospecting. The basic amount of XP and drops is affected by fighting challenges and idols in the fight. Additionally, for most naturally occurring monsters, the amount of time between when they were spawned and when they were defeated provides a boost with stars. Now, during a loss, battle is lost when all allies have been removed from the field. Those who have lost will return to their last save point with 1 HP, except for Coliseum battles. Almost pronounced that wrong. Unless they are either playing on a heroic server in which their character loses all its items and goes back to level 1, or reduced to 0 energy as a result of the loss in which they experience death. Friendly challenges, Coliseum fights, and defending the Preceptor do not reduce energy. Now, if you're in a hopeless battle and you don't feel like you want to waste any time even trying to entertain the idea, you can basically just surrender by clicking the orange X near the pass button. Surrendering has mostly the same effect as losing a battle, but has an impact on alignment honor gains. So basically PvP when it comes to whether you're a Bontarian, a Brockmerian, things like that. Now we talk about experience and leveling up. So, killing monsters is the main way of gaining class experience and advancing your characters to the big levels, like level 200 and then the mega levels and things like that. Each monster has a certain amount of experience that can be gotten from them. This maximum is called like the monster's base experience. However, the only way to gain the maximum experience is to defeat the monster in a balanced fight. A fight is considered balanced under the following conditions. The total monster level is not lower than 5 below the total player level and not higher than 10 above. For groups of monsters, the level of at least one monster multiplied by 2.5 needs to be higher than the total player level. First of all, just don't attack monsters unless you can handle them. First of all. Now, more in-depth information is out there regarding calculating the experience you can get back from battles. I will link the sources in the description for you to look more in depth, and maybe I will make a video on it, but it's not that important right now. For now, just make sure you can fight mobs that you can handle and that the experience points looks like a lot. This may be the most important thing about what you will need to be focusing on while developing in-game, almost your bread, well, it is your bread and butter for the most part. I mean, obviously, other than your spells, but the characteristics are needed. You have Vitality, which increases your health points, Agility, which increases your air damage, and also increases your dodge and lock. Chance increases water damage. Now, it also increases prospecting, and the ratio for prospecting is 10 to 1 ratio. 10 chance points increase your prospecting by 1 point. Basically helps you with looting. Strength increases neutral and earth damage. It also increases the maximum capacity of your inventory. Intelligence increases your fire damage and heals. Self-explanatory. Wisdom increases the amount of experience gained at the end of the fights. It also allows you to parry AP and MP removal and makes it easier to remove AP and MP from opponents. You're able to dodge AP and MP removals and things like that. Also, you get more experience at the end of fights. When you see things in the chat about people leeching, power leveling, they're going to expect you to have something like a wisdom set. Back in the day, like in 1.29, it used to be the prefix set. I even remember when there were wisdom zellers and the zellers were just reflecting everything and it was incredibly hard to kill them. for the most part. At least I remember it that way. I wasn't in game when I was at 1.29, but yeah, that's how wisdom works. All professions are available to your character from the start. Some professions allow you to gather certain resources from the environment, while other professions allow you to craft. This the girl. Don't store what I'll see. This is what I get for talking too much and trying to. Okay, anyways. Other professions allow you to craft certain items. One of the main reasons for leveling a profession is to earn commas. Your character's carrying capacity will also increase for each level you gain in your profession. Now, the professions can be divided into two groups. The gathering professions are alchemist, farmer, fisherman, hunter, lumberjack, and miner. The crafting professions can be grouped as follows. So, usable item producers are the alchemist, farmer, fisherman, and hunter. The equipment producers are jeweler, shoemaker, and tailor. Weapon producers are carver and smith. Other item producers are artificer and handyman. Artificer. I hope that's how you pronounce it. But anyways, now we also have a specialization related to their profession for the artificer, carver, jeweler, shoemaker, smith, and tailor professions, and it's called the mage. The mage is able to enhance the stats of an item, sometimes at the detriment of other stats being lowered, but that's what makes it a challenge, I guess. So, alright, and that's all I really want to go over in this video. Sorry y'all, I was thinking about something my homegirl right here said to me. We was just talking it up, me and Alexandra. But anyways, that'll be it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one. In the next one, that is when we will be going to Astrub and focusing on questing in the Astrub, as well as getting our summoning skill, completing the achievements, completing dungeons. Depending on what order I feel like going in, it's going to be a good couple of parts in Astrub, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's the end of this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.